Hey, what's going on, tribe? It's Red again, just hitting you guys up with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. So guys, this is going to be another one of them crazy matrix talk videos, so just go with it, yeah? Well, a lot of people think being spiritual is all love and light and sunshine and roses and rainbows and shit, when in reality being spiritual is not that. It's not that at all. If you've experienced the dark night of the soul or an ego death, you will understand what real pain is, because experiencing an ego death is not pleasant at all. It is technically a part of your ego dying. So if you're experiencing an ego death, you may actually physically feel that you're dying, but in reality you're not dying. You're just shedding a piece of the ego that no longer serves you. And having a dark night of the soul, well, that is also not pleasant, because that is you having a look at all your trauma, all your past experiences, everything you've been through, the decisions you've made, good or bad decisions, and stuff like that, which is also not pleasant as well. And healing, it is painful. Yeah, healing is painful. But as we are evolving as a species, certain changes and certain experiences are necessary to evolve and ascend, should I say. And one thing that I will cover is being on your journey, should I say. You have to be somewhat, you don't have to be, but what's the word that I'm looking for? A bit crazy, should I say. Because having to, when you become conscious and you awaken, certain things can be very hard to process, should I say. So I've never said I've been normal. I'm far from normal. But for instance, when you become more conscious, you know on a physical level that the body is decaying, should I say, on a daily basis, yeah? And you're fully aware of this, but you're also aware that the soul is eternal and the soul will incarnate again and live on, should I say. So the ego may struggle to process this sometimes, because I've experienced this when I was having an ego death, and we can have several ego deaths and dark nights of the soul on the journey to becoming more conscious. So there's been many times I've had nights where I just feel lost, and the ego has kind of, come to terms with its time is limited. So being consciously aware of this sometimes can be very difficult on the journey. Yeah, I've spent many nights crying, and also knowing that this 3D realm is ending. This 3D realm is ending, and it's coming to an end, and we're gonna see some very dramatic changes in this lifetime, should I say. So a lot of unconscious people may be very shocked when certain things come to the surface, we're already seeing things crumble and fall apart. The people that are supposed to be in power are abusing their power, should we say? But people are becoming more conscious of this. So the 3D realm it's not got long. It's not got long at all. But also knowing this, we're also setting the foundations for the new Earth to be created and be born. So on that flip side, that's a positive. But being consciously aware of the things that are happening in the 3D realm, sometimes the ego may find it very overwhelming, should I say, that yes, your time on Earth is limited, and coming to terms with that can be a bit overwhelming also. But it's just a part of the process. It's only the physical vessel that dies, should I say, but the soul is eternal. So if you choose to reincarnate, you will reincarnate. But so that's a lot to process sometimes on your journey, and also a lot of unconscious people are going to be very shocked when certain things come to light, and the things that they thought mattered really don't matter. Like a lot of history that they've been taught over the years is basically incorrect. Some of it, well, that's the thing about these low vibrational entities. They'll give you some part of the truth, but they won't give you the whole truth, should I say. When people find out a lot of their history is incorrect, and people are starting to question stuff now, so that's great, but it's very slow. But everyone wakes up at their own path, at their own time, should I say, and it's a marathon, it's not a race, and we're all in this together. But when you become more conscious, you realize that a lot of things actually really don't matter. You just got to play. You're playing a role, and you're here to learn certain things on your path, and certain life lessons that you didn't learn in a previous lifetime. You've incarnated again to learn them lessons once again. And if you don't learn them in this lifetime, you'll incarnate again to learn them lessons once again. And if you don't learn the lesson in a particular lifetime, in the next lifetime, the lesson will be harder, should I say. So if you was, for instance, a murderer in a previous lifetime, in this lifetime, you may get murdered because it's also paying your karmic debt as well. So, so be very mindful, because karma is a very real thing, and everyone's got to pay their dues. So if you think, and we're all connected, and we're all connected, so it's an ecosystem, should I say. So if you are affecting one thing, it's going to affect another somewhere down the line, and this goes also for the governments and stuff, like destroying nature and shit. But this also goes on the personal level. If you're harming somebody else, somewhere down the line, that karma has to be paid, whether it's going to be you, or a loved one, or your children. That karma has got to be paid. The devil will come to collect. What else was I going to say? Sometimes on the journey, should I say, you will find yourself in some real dark places. Sometimes the energy will be stagnant. Like for me, at the moment, it feels like I'm in the void. Like I'm well, it feels like I'm in the void and I'm depersonalizing, should I say. So I'm physically here, but I'm not actually here, if that makes sense. Like, I technically don't feel connected to my body, so I've been trying to go out and ground, but that can be very unpleasant because this body is just not cooperating. So yeah, at this current time I feel like I'm in the void, so everything feels a bit stagnant. A time to go within, and it feels like I'm doing a lot of releasing and clearing and surrendering at this time. I don't know if that's to do with the current energies or how the planets are, or if it's to do with the full moon or new moon that's coming up, or is it eclipse? I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's been like this for a few months now. I'd say about a month fully, like in the void and going within, and just literally exhausted mentally. Like physically I'm cool, mentally I'm exhausted, like just drained. This may be due to somewhat the split in reality, should I say, because we're splitting dimensions. So there's the third dimension, the fourth and the fifth. Depending on where you're at in your journey, you're going to be resonating more in one of them dimensions. If you're doing the inner work and raising your vibration, you're more likely either exiting the fourth or just entering the fourth and entering the lower levels of the fifth dimension. Some people that are stuck in the matrix, should I say, yeah, they're still going to be in the 3D realm, still keeping it operating, should I say. But like I was saying before, the 3D realm is ceasing to exist. So there's going to be lots of changes you're going to see in the 3D realm. So you're probably going to see a lot more natural disasters and things just being shaken because the earth is going through a transition, and we're also transitioning as well. Like I said before, planet Earth chose to let us incarnate here to basically fulfill the ascension, should I say, because there's been 2 planets that's already been destroyed from attempting the ascension and the evolution of the humans, or the evolution, should I say. But Mother Earth agreed to let us incarnate to ascend in the physical body and reach higher levels of consciousness. So Mother Earth is taking a rightful place in the universe, but to do this, there's got to be a lot of change, because the way the 3D realm is being run currently, yeah, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, she's dying. The way humans are, in a way, it's a bit like what Agent Smith said in The Matrix, how the human species is like a virus. It will go to one place, take all the resources, and then move on to the next. And that's exactly what humans are doing. We've incarnated on Earth, just polluting the seas, sky, and the earth, and yet expect to somewhat grow as a species. That doesn't make no sense when you're being destructive and causing harm to where you live. That don't make no sense. That doesn't make no sense. So yeah, this whole journey is not for the faint-hearted. It's not for the faint-hearted. So if you've become conscious, if you chose to awaken at this time, your soul has chose to do so because your soul knows your soul agreed to incarnate on earth and to help with the ascension. And some of yous, your soul is not from here. Your soul, like, that's why they call us star seeds, because we don't resonate here. Like, this realm, this 3D reality is very strange. I find it very strange, how things just go, like how things are. Like where I'm from, I'm from a more higher dimension, so it's more lighter in energy. But down here on Earth, in the 3D realm, it's very dense. Like having to deal with the physical body is hard to function, for one, at times, and even having to deal with negative emotions is very challenging at times, especially if you're not used to them. If you're from the higher realms, you don't have these heavy, dense energies from higher up, should I say. That's why a lot of beings and angels and stuff choose to not lower their vibration to incarnate to help here, because it's very uncomfortable. But yeah, that was just a little video about becoming more conscious and evolving, and to just be kind of compassionate to where you're at on your journey, because sometimes the road's not always smooth. When you're on the spiritual journey, you're going to have a lot of ups and downs. It is actually a roller coaster ride, so you're going to be feeling and experiencing a lot. When you start experiencing some of the paranormal stuff, that can be quite shocking to the ego as well. If you start hearing and seeing stuff, getting channeled messages and stuff, and the more sensitive you become, can also be not too pleasant as well. Like at the moment, I'm like hypersensitive, so I can hear things from very far away. I can hear the electric in the walls. I can feel the trains under the ground. Yeah, so it's kind of I feel that I'm connected to everything, but I'm hypersensitive at the moment. But yeah, it was just a little quick video about the spiritual journey, and it's not for the faint-hearted, man. So just be compassionate with yourself wherever you're at on your journey, and just go with it. Wherever you're at is where you're meant to be in your journey. But yeah, I'm going to hit you guys up with another video real soon. Just went out to get some fresh air into ground. But peace, love and light, tribe, and I'm going to hit you guys up real soon.